Hi everyone, it's Rebecca here on Mindstone, just returning back for another session. Again, thank you so much for everyone who's already been extremely supportive of this channel and its mission. I have a lot of people to thank, all my friends and family, everyone that's here on Mindstone and understands what it's for, and the intention that I have with it, which is to, of course, build a community of strong mental health survivors who are supportive of each other and create a safe space for our voices to be heard. And one of the things that I want to touch on today, just based on my most recent life experience, i.e. today, I wanted to discuss something that tends to plague a lot of us suffering from mental illness, and that is bullying. Generally speaking, a lot of us who suffer from mental illness usually have a history of bullying, abuse, or trauma that has really kind of knocked us down throughout our lives. And I wanted to discuss it because I noticed a pattern, and I noticed that it's a very vicious cycle, this concept of bullying and what it does to our self-esteem and our confidence. So it happens very early on in our lives. I can tell you firsthand that when I was going through elementary school, I had virtually no friends. I grew up with a very kind of victimized experience. I had a lot of the cool kids who basically made me do these dares and promised that I would, be friends with them if I did these dares. And a lot of the time, they actually would get me in trouble. And in order to defend myself against the bullies, I would often take the blame and apologize for things that I should not have been apologizing for. And so I tell you that story and about my early childhood and my experience with bullying because it really shaped kind of a victimized character. And a lot of the time, what we don't anticipate is that a lot of the time when we grow up, we realize that, bullying doesn't stop in childhood. A lot of adults are bullied either in the workplace or online. A big one right now is cyberbullying. I know that I've been a victim of it. I know that a lot of you have been a victim of it. And what it does is really perpetuate a vicious cycle. And so what I mean by that is that when we do encounter people that are bullying us, we tend to lose our self-esteem and our self-confidence. And the reason why that's a vicious cycle is because when we have a lowered self-esteem and a lowered confidence, we're a lot less sure of ourselves. We usually let self-doubt and our insecurities really kind of fester into ourselves in a very deep way. And a lot of that can shake our core beliefs and shake our perspective of ourselves, which generally makes us an easy target for bullies. The lower our self-esteem gets, the easier we are targeted as victims. And so I wanted to really put this video out there because I know that cyberbullying is a huge thing. I know that some schools are doing their due diligence in addressing it, but I want to just make it very clear, especially to those who are experiencing mental illness, that there is a solution for building our confidence. And one of them is I definitely recommend that we all really stay true to who we are. Hi Harel, hi Debbie, hi Jillian. It's very important for us to stay true to ourselves. The way that we stay true to ourselves is we have to identify what we love to do, and identify what we really believe in, and really stick to that despite, hi Harel, happy belated birthday, by the way. And just live not only just with our minds, but also with our hearts, and really ensure that we're presenting ourselves in the most authentic way possible. Because that's the only way that we can really connect with other people, is by being our true selves. Because by being our true selves, we attract people that will love us for who we truly are, versus, who our enemies think we are, or who our enemies believe we are, or say that we are. It's really about creating your own reputation of yourself, your own presentation of yourself. So one of the biggest contributors to confidence, like I say, is having a really strong set of beliefs. We all have them, and we all have a right to our core set of beliefs. And when we are strongly in what we believe in, we become a lot stronger as individuals. And the stronger we are as individuals, the less likely we are to be targeted and affected by bullies. You'll also notice that when you are your authentic self, people tend to connect with you more. And when people connect with you more, they want to be around you more, which in turn allows you to build that support network that I say in many videos to be so essential. I know that, for example, I have a lot of people in my mental health community that has said that they've been bullied in the workplace, that they've been bullied online, that they've been bullied by friends and family, even spouses. And as soon as they started to understand their worth and understand who they are as a person, and they started to present themselves in an authentic way, they started to build a support network. And that support network allows us to really kind of tap into this help that we need when we are feeling bullied. And I know that, for example, myself, in the last few days, I felt like I have been bullied. And for the first time in almost 28 years that I've been here, I've actually had my support network show up and defend me and actually stand up for me. And that's actually a very sacred and new thing for me. I know that when I was growing up, I certainly didn't have anyone standing up for me. So to have people actually come out in public and support me and stand by me and stand up for me was an extreme breakthrough. And it can happen to you too. So long as you're presenting yourself in an authentic way and you're living with your heart and you're giving everything you've got the bravery to bare your heart and soul, people will connect with you and stand by you when you need it most. So that includes, that involves you asking for help when you need it, being your authentic true self, and owning your core set of beliefs. No one can take that from you. Another thing that I wanted to bring up as well, that usually hinders us from being our true selves when we have a mental illness, is our need to be constantly thought of as unique or special or good enough. Especially with creatives, we have a lot of negative thinking in terms of, the fact that we may feel like we're not original, and we tend to compare ourselves to other people. And I want to kind of break that down and remind us that just by being who you are, you're already unique, and you're already special. And you can feel that when you start to recognize, honor, and appreciate everybody that loves you in your life. And I want to remind you as well that a lot of the time our minds don't allow us to see who we truly are. And a lot of the time that perspective is usually very skewed. So another recommendation that I say is try your best to look at who you are based on what other people who love you think of you. I know that when I had people standing up for me, I started to get really reminded of the kind of person they see me as. And that's the best perspective to have of yourself, because it's generally the people who love you that know you the best. And the people that know you the best are the best advocates and sources for a much realistic and truer depiction of who you are. So you may not think that you're good enough, but everybody who you love already thinks you're good enough, and they love you for who you are. So even if you don't believe it yourself, start believing it for them. Because like I said, they're the ones that know you the most. They're the ones that you've shown yourself, so comfortably with. So they're usually the best sources of information in terms of who you really are and how you should start seeing yourself. So love yourself above anything, and you'll start to realize that the more you love yourself and the stronger you are in your set of beliefs and your authentic self, you will become less of a target to bullies, and you'll become less affected by their feedback. Because let's face it, in all of our lives, whether you're a bully or a victim, we all end up with haters and we all end up with bullies in our life, whether it's in our childhood, our adolescence, or even through to our adulthood. We're always going to face bullies. And so long as you stay true to yourself, true to your set of beliefs, and live with your heart and live with your guts and your bravery of bearing your heart and soul, you will never be alone. And I can tell you from firsthand experience that feeling like you're not alone is going to be the best contributor to your confidence and your self-esteem. So know that you are loved, know that you are good enough, know that you are unique, and remember that there's no one like you. And so if there's no one like you, then you belong here. And the people that love you will stand up for you when you need it most. And that's really all that will ever matter. So I'll leave it there. And I just want to say again, thank you to everyone who's constantly supporting me. It could be a full-time job to love yourself. And it's amazing when people stand up for each other and really break that vicious cycle for people that need it. So thank you again. Love yourself, love your life. And thanks again for tuning into Mindstone. All the best.